what's so cool about Videl and even Mr. Hercule here is that, like, with all of the power creep going on here, with like just, further emphasis on Saiyans being more uber, not just, X character becoming uber, but kind of the shonen problem of the power scaling, where, the already powerful characters can become even more powerful to deal with a new threat continuously. Is this kind of where things kind of go bonkers here? What I feel like what would have really helped and was going in the right direction generally for me, with Dragon Ball Z, was bringing back more humans and making more like relatable things scale in late game Dragon Ball Z. I think having a human like Videl and a love interest like Videl humanizes Gohan and brings in like a totally different thing than even having comparatively adult Goku go through what he did. Adult Goku is now a family man, and that leads to the conflict of, the threat of Gohan dying, kind of pushing him at various points, as well as friendship with Krillin, another human. And then when you have Gohan now go through love, which I feel like was kind of like really like barely explored in Dragon Ball with Chi-Chi and Goku. Having Gohan, who I think is a better suited to deal with this whole romantic thing in the first place here with Videl. I think her being human makes the scales of every fight they endure way more invested, because it's like, okay, we can't just go uber and win. He has to, like, essentially save Videl and make sure she doesn't die and shit like that. I thought bringing in Videl was a great idea. I think even like her making like the investment for like how any of the fighters get stronger more cemented, because, oh, well, look, a human can learn to fly, a human can learn energy sensing, I guess, to an extent. So whenever you see Videl do things, and maybe I'm fangirling too hard here, because like I think Videl's a really cool character. I think her and Mr. Satan are actually fantastic characters, but seeing them like kind of like pushed to the side, where they're introduced and they're really relevant to where they're neglected afterward and onward forever, essentially. Into yet another like tropey housewife thing by, I assume, by Super. I wouldn't be surprised. Is very, very saddening and letting down. So maybe things happen in Super I'm not aware of, but as far as where things end in Z, it's just kind of like unfortunate. I really wish that the humans were like doing more. I wish that Bulma was given more and not just like the plot device whenever something has to get invented to move the plot forward, essentially. I like that, like almost sort of meta here, where like she's calling out like, no, you're gonna explain to me all the bullshit. Like, how are you getting so strong? Why are you so uber? What is it with you Saiyans? Like, it kind of went so far in one direction for so long, where there was like Saiyan lore was kind of relevant to like why Goku and Vegeta act the way they act, and comparatively her bringing things and forcing things to finally slow down and not do the shonen trope so adamantly. And I really, really enjoyed it, actually. That's, for me, where things could have went in a better direction, and unfortunately they didn't. But this is like both a critique of the utilization of characters and writing in Dragon Ball Z late game, as well as in general like a huge dissatisfaction with the Buu saga, because like a lot of things in Buu saga just reek of like no pre-planning, and kind of like, it just to me feels like a lot of winging it on the fly / fan service derails here and there. Mystic Gohan is epic until he's not, and he's absorbed. I don't really identify with Buu as a great villain, because Buu goes through, one, so many different forms, and then two, just kind of like the power scaling. He's just, he's just pure evil by Kid Buu at that point. It's just like almost too unrelatable to me. I mean, maybe you can disagree with that if you want to here. Maybe I'll remember some things I forgot here, because we're gonna inevitably go through Buu saga again. But just off top here in my head, from when I last remember when I went through Buu saga, it's Mystic Gohan is epic until he's not. Gotenks is epic and until he's not. Super Saiyan 3 is epic until it's not. Just a lot of things happen and then go along here, and they don't really like provide to me like a longevity towards momentum or the payoff of like, the Galaxy Spirit Bomb obliterating Kid Buu. Spoilers. And I think a lot of the events that happened throughout Buu are just kind of like non-linear, and just kind of feel like takes a long time for things to finally get in that right direction. I'm not even including like Bobbity and all that in there. I do think there are some emotional, nice moments like Majin Vegeta, obviously, you know, doing his epic finish. I feel like even if we're gonna have like an emotional sacrifice for Vegeta, there are better ways to do that. And clearly we just wanted more. We want more of the characters doing epic things. Perhaps it even being like Goku's time to save the world yet again is kind of like the first like irreparable misstep here. I can live with everything else up to this point. Actually, I love Dragon Ball Z, even all of its flaws intact. But here, where the highs of the potential of who you have with Videl to like kind of like fact check and like kind of bring things back to a grounded standard for Dragon Ball Z and kind of like undo what I guess what's gonna be more power creeping shit is lost. You know, Videl happens and there's potential, and then it's like pff, off we go. Right, let's move on to everything else here. And again, this is like both like my opinion, my critique. It's just my opinion, obviously, so you don't have to be offended by it if you don't like what I said here. And also me kind of gushing over my my fanboyism of Videl. But I do like Videl conceptually. This is what I would like, but I'm just, you know, one amateur shitty fanfic person ranting to y'all who are also fans of Dragon Ball here. Another very valid point here is that death being inconsequential is another issue too, but that's like a minor. I think we can work around that though. If we're gonna like, it's like there's a lot of creative writing exercises that you can utilize to like creatively figure out, okay, well, here's the lore we have established now with both Earth Dragon Balls, Namekian Dragon Balls, and Dende now being on Earth, and what can be done with Dende as far as like buffing, nerfing, or altering the Dragon Balls. I too am not a fan of the impact of death being too minimal and that people die and come all the time. I mean, I don't even know where we are at this point with Frieza. Just comes and goes like it's goddamn like a fucking yo-yo between afterlife and being on Earth. With Super, knowing what I know now, I know I have to watch. I gotta get around to watching here, so that way my rants actually mean something here. But like, it does feel like the biggest missed opportunity because you were able to like come back and kind of like scale things properly, and not just go further into Ubering the Saiyans again and again and again and again and again. And that's what's sad, and that's what I hate. You got a strong cast of interesting characters that have all this potential, but you just keep doubling down further on the Goku and the Vegeta and the Goku and the Vegeta and the Goku and the Vegeta. So that's where I am with it now, and I am admittedly like generalizing parts of Super. Maybe Goku Black is super lit. Maybe Super Saiyan Blue is awesome. Maybe Ultra Instinct is like fucking phenomenal. I don't know. I haven't seen all the intimate details about all that stuff yet. I haven't watched any of the arcs, but conceptually, I'm just like, I wish Videl and Goten and Trunks were, and just all these other neglected characters were just given way more of a balance of maintenance here.